Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to For Collectors, For Collectors. My name is Sammy Thunder, and I wanted to wish everybody, hope that they had a great weekend. Um, and if you got a chance to go to a card show this weekend, hope that you're able to find and be able to, accomplish one goal further in your collection. As far as I'm concerned, um, this was action packed, full two card shows both Saturday and Sunday. Um, Saturday was in Fishkill, and the Sunday show was, or today's show was in Garfield. Um, if you didn't catch my video that I released, I want to say it was on Friday, Thursday or Friday. I recently purchased a huge lot of cards off of one of my viewers named Jerry, and Jerry, you know, we made a deal on some cards that he had, and it was a great deal for both of us, and it proved to be very fruitful in terms of inventory for the show, and it definitely a lot of people took interest. There was between to yesterday and today, a lot of people took interest. There was a lot of big pickups, and the greatest thing about Jerry in particular is he's going to be at the Philly show next week along with myself and Mookie Chilson, and I'm going to be able to give him the money then. I get, he was cool. I guess I offered to provide him PayPal immediately, but I guess he was cool with just hanging tight and getting the money at the Philly show. But let's talk about the Philly show for a second. Um, has anybody in the chat gone to the Philly show before? Because I was kind of taken aback in a positive way. The Philly show to me is kind of a stepping stone towards the national in terms of how massive it is. The I don't know, I couldn't give you an approximate number of how many tables there are, but there are a ton of them. And I was very much dedicated to trying to get as much footage as possible of all the different tables that were featured there. All the major auction houses show up, all of the grading companies show up, and yeah, Steven's mentioning right now that he did. Yeah, last September we met up, and Steven's another guy, man. Steven is another guy that. Um, Steven, I hope you don't mind me telling this story, but I feel like I should. It's such a great story. So Steven's the kind of guy that loves. He's so passionate about the hobby, and he's so generous in just his mindset. We were sitting down, kind of like away from the show. We must have just caught each other there. I was exhausted at that point, and he was sitting down already. And I haven't really, I don't think I bought anything at that point. Maybe a few small things, but Steven's sitting down. We're both talking. He's showing me some of his pickups, which included a couple of, I think, like a Jackie Robinson. I can't remember what the year, but I remember the card was amazing. I mean, it was a rare, not a, I guess yeah, rare card. Steven would probably know better, but this is just this shows how what the kind of guy Steven Beal is. Steven was like, "Hey, Sammy, listen, if you find something you really like, but you don't have enough money to buy it, let me know, and I'll front you the cash." And I'm not laughing because I think it's absurd. I'm laughing because it's so generous, and it's something I just never. I never want people to feel like that I need them to do something for me. But it's one of those things where I have to acknowledge it because I appreciate it so much. The generosity is just, it has to go two ways in this hobby. So, Stephen Beal, I want to make sure that you get recognized because your channel is growing, and it's important to kind of recognize generosity when you see it. And so that's something that I'll never forget. So I appreciate that. Steven's mentioning, looking forward to seeing you again in Strongsville. It was a 47. Thank you, 47 bond bread. It's cool you're going to be going to Strongsville. I want to just make sure I acknowledge everybody else here in the chat as well. So Boomslang saying the Philly show has the big Hurt, Yount, and Utley. Very small baseball showing. Yeah, tons of Eagles. A lot of football this year. And yeah, time traveler. Quite seems a great guy. Hey James. Yeah, Orlando. It's gonna be great, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys again. And let's talk a little bit about that. The Strongsville show. I'm gonna bring up an article. Just see if I can do this. All right. Yeah, this was from last year, and they're talking. So Strongsville. This is my first time going to Strongsville. It's the nation's longest running all vintage sports card and memorabilia show. Will be held. Oh, this is from last year. Best Western Conference Center. I hear it's changing this year, and it's going to be in a different. It's going to be across the street at some ice rink sort of arena place. I was I was watching Ryan from Breakout Cards. I was watching his recording of it, and I'll just stop the screen for a minute. So I was watching Ryan from Breakout Cards, and he was doing a video. There was really not that many walkthrough videos of Strongsville, and so Ryan from Breakout Cards did his, and he was going through all of his pickups that he made. And really, for me, the big takeaway, what I really wanted to see from that was what the dealers were selling. And I've done videos in the past here and on my own channel talking about how my collection has pivoted from set building to collecting Hall of Famer rookie cards to what it is now, which is sort of the same thing, like collecting rookie cards or just very unusual and unique styled cards. And so the big takeaway from watching Ryan from Breakout was seeing what the dealers were selling, and it was really cool to see it. It left me very encouraged because these guys, it is from what I understand and what I've seen in the video, it is nothing but vintage the entire way through, and that. It's kind of scary in a way because I feel like you can spend all your money in one place. Before I go any further, I want to mention that if anybody wants to hop on the live stream, I'm leaving the link right now. I encourage it. Create some really nice dialogue with just to kind of go back and forth with somebody or multiple people. And as soon as I see you in, I'll let you in. So yeah, the Strongsville show should be phenomenal. I mean, walking through the show is going to be great. I plan on bringing some cards with me for trades. That was something Orlando advised. Collector's dream for those that don't know, but I think everybody knows who he is. So yeah, bringing cards with you to kind of alleviate your hobby dollars, I think will help. And let's see what else. Yeah, bringing cards with you for trades potentially. But for me, the biggest thing, yeah, that I'm really looking forward to is hanging out with everybody. Because and also like a lot of the people that I know that are going, like Chris from Missouri, and I know Mike Moynihan's going, and they're organizing some really special events for everybody. Oh, speaking of, there he is, Chris from Missouri. He's jumping out right now. Hey, Chris.
Hey, let me try to figure this out here.
All right, no worries. Yeah.
Okay, am I okay now?
I think you're fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I was just talking about you a second ago how you and Mike are going to be organizing a lot of things for the Strongsville show. So I don't want to be a broken record and repeat everything, but it sounds to me like, is there going to be something every single night, or is just, I mean, I guess it's just kind of, I know you guys are organizing something for the one of the nights, but
So it's hard to it. There's going to be it's going to be different than like the national where everybody's going to be easy to find. I mean, we will not be able to walk around there without finding another YouTuber within a table away, uh, or people that are, we have over 40 or so YouTubers right now uh, going, content creators going, and there's a lot of there's a lot of people that watch this that are going. But as of right now, the hotel that it used to be in, uh, we commandeered a room, banquet room, where we're going to have tables set up for about 50 people, and then chairs up against the wall, that kind of stuff, on Friday night. And that's about the only time that we have right now as far as trying to get everybody together. But we'd like, we'd like to get a group or everybody to get together on Friday night so we can see each other and make our network even smaller area. We'll turn this big old world into a smaller area, and there's so many people we haven't. Everybody would like to. You hear everybody would like to. Oh, I'd like to visit with so and so a little bit longer, or I went to the national. I didn't even get to talk to so and so. Well, this, not a ton. Not everybody's going to be there. But there's going to be a big portion of us there. And the only thing that scares me just a little bit, you're talking about the arena, is last year. For years, it's been in a small room, smaller than a gymnasium. I mean, smaller than a gym floor, really. And it's table to table, and at the national, you get some of those big dealers get about 7 or 8 tables. Well, there at Strongsville, they were only able to get, Craig and Holly only got 2 tables. I believe Stan got 3 tables, and Ashish got 3 tables, maybe. And I just hope when it moves over to the arena that it doesn't lose the integrity of being all vintage in a small show. What I hope is they don't have so many dealers. They have the same amount of dealers that was there before, but maybe allow them to bring and have more tables so they can bring more stuff. I just, when Mike or when Don, the Field of Dreams, he and Scott were talking to me last year about going to Strongsville for the first time. They got together and they said, man, I hope this isn't a letdown for Chris, because, there's only going to be 100, 200 tables. It's not like it's a 500 table show. And they, so they were underselling it to me a little bit. But man, was it fun. And yes, you can spend every bit of the money that you bring or that you have in one setting there. I mean, you just can.
do you feel like this year there's projected to the attendance will jump significantly, or is it going to probably be on par with what you're expecting?
Well, I think again it's like with all card shows. It depends on the weather that day. But as far as people coming from a farther distance, it's going to be more than I bet it's going to be more than they're used to. You were talking about videos at Strongsville, and there, I don't think there's very many walkthrough videos. Some of those cantankerous dealers, they don't like you they don't like you taking much videos of their cards. But one thing we did not see a lot of, and I think Mike Canadian Cards and Don Field of Dreams and Scott would attest to this, is you didn't see a lot of Zion cases or people getting their backpacks and setting it up on top of setting it up on top of dealer stuff.
Right.
You just didn't see it. And another thing, and I don't think this is good, but you didn't see a lot of kids unless they were holding hands with their dad. And you didn't see a lot of, there wasn't people shooting videos. There wasn't.
Okay. I'm going to bring Mike in, but I'm going to respond to that.
Okay.
Hey, Mike. Or Mr. Petty. Go ahead and fill
Mr.
up.
Petty's in? Mr. Petty's here.
Chris, I want to respond to what you're saying, though, because as somebody that records card shows consistently, I've found that to be the case a lot of the times, where I have to tread very carefully with a lot of the dealers, especially the old school ones. And I've learned that the best approach is always to, I always ask. I never just jump into it. Thankfully, guys like Ashish, Stan, Craig, those guys have been pretty cool about me doing it. But I imagine there's going to be some other guys there that may be a little wary. So yeah, the walkthrough might be a little bit of a challenge, but I intend on trying to at least. Oh, I lost him.
Where'd Chris go?
I don't know.
Worried about my dog.
Where did Chris go?
Okay.
No pun intended. Chris go. Cheers, fellas.
Cheers. This is not Jack Daniels, I promise. No, I just want to finish what I was saying by just saying the fact that I anticipate at least trying at least one of the days to get footage, but also I've always tried to be respectful of a dealer's inventory, because
I don't think you'll have problems. I don't think you'll have any problems, but
you should just follow me around. That'll be a show for 15 minutes. That's all I need.
You don't want any evidence. You don't want video of that.
That's too funny.
So
how's everybody doing out there tonight?
Oh man, I'm burnt out from this weekend.
I can tell. That's why I'm here to jazz things up.
Yeah, seriously, thank you for coming on, because
no problem. The energy level. Whew,
I'm like being
dance of the living dead.
But no, it was for me. It was Saturday card show, Sunday card show, and I wasn't expecting to be as tired as I was, but it's always a lot of fun setting up. I mean, Chris, I know you set up as well, so it's always a lot of fun to be on the other side and have those interactions, and even going a little, even working out deals, and it's always a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I had a show this past show Saturday, and I had about as much fun as I've ever had setting up at a show. It was just great, just great time.
Yeah, it's and yeah, this weekend, pretty much I'm taking a lot of the profits that I make towards these shows and applying it for like Strongsville or the National. But I have some news I'm going to mention right now, without kind of giving it away, really. But I will be moving my Tom Seaver rookie card.
Moving it? Where are you moving it to?
To my house.
Me too. I need that card.
Yeah. So I don't want to give it away, but some people
give it away. Nobody's listening to this crap anyway.
That's right.
Probably. So I was very pleased. I found that the 1967 Mets issued card of Tom Seaver, there was one that went for sale yesterday on eBay. The dealer or the seller was asking $1,000 or like $1,000 or best offer, and so it was a PSA 5, and I made an offer of $750, and I had to wait. This is on Saturday night, and I waited till Sunday this morning, when I got the notification on my phone that I was charged X amount of money for the card.
You better be careful what you wish for.
So
hey Sammy,
yeah,
hey, put me backstage. My dog's telling me I better take him outside.
Okay. Oh,
I'll be
you get back. He's back
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, let me ask you, how do I follow the chat while I'm on here?"
Do you
Or
not see
can't
the chat on the right? Are you on a phone or are you on a computer?
phone?
That's probably why you can't see it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the computer would work better in this instance because then you can see, you can follow along. But the phone, unfortunately, is just gonna, yeah, it's just gonna be a recorder for you.
I get you. And where it says chat down here on the
Oh,
bottom or whatever, you push that button and I just go blank.
I guess so. I don't know how. I never used the phone with it before, so um,
It's I don't
I'm
have
gonna.
a camera on my regular computer, and my iPad sucks, so this seems to work the best. So yeah, and everybody's looking forward to going to this Strongsville show. I'm just trying
Yeah.
to save enough money up. I've been spending like a drunken sailor lately.
What have you been buying?
I was saying that I'm so broke I can't afford a down payment on a hot dog.
Yeah, I saw that, and we're gonna have to help you out there.
Just kidding. I'll get over it.
Oh, you can have it. I
Uh,
mean, to
uh,
eat one of those sad hot dogs in the concession stand.
yeah, I don't know. I just been caught up in the game. I said I wasn't going to buy on eBay anymore. That lasted how long? Maybe a month or less, 2 weeks. Like
James
just like you, I got caught with the mega bid.
James Wynn says claims you're a rich man.
Shit. I mean, I'm okay, but I mean, I just say not bad. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, James.
You
If
see,
I had Perry's money, I like that Perry's money. I'd throw all mine away. If I had John's collection, I'd burn mine. Oh shit.
but yeah, I figured I'm gonna show this again on my channel. But like one of my viewers came by my table. He's actually a new content creator called Mets Collector,
I
and he
saw
bought
him today.
he bought a 1970 Ryan for me today. But
Mm,
yeah, he bought that one, and then there was like a 1970 beater Willie Mays that he bought off of me as well. But he's like, "Hey, I got something for you. I think you'll appreciate it." And it's this really cool 1969 Mets a portfolio stars by Stark, the News. This is what the New York's picture newspaper,
beautiful. What's
and
inside it?
they're all like sketches of all the different players, kind of celebrating their World Series championship.
Gorgeous.
So you got the Nolan Ryan. It has all the key players, but it, for whatever reason, didn't have the Seaver. But
Probably somebody stole it out of there.
yeah,
Those were really popular at the stadiums. They had so many great things back at the stadiums back in the day in the 70s.
yeah,
I don't know if it was just all collected from many years. I was reminded about the Dodgers stuff. They had like that Danny Goodman or something. He was the distributor you could mail away, and he just every year they would just keep adding to it, picture packs and all that. And in fact, I wanted to show you. I have that. I pulled that picture pack. This was
oh, that's,
what were talking about.
yeah,
That
yeah.
you have that, but this was like the all-star version. You see the? I don't know if you can see the.
Oh, that's
It
super
had
cool.
it had Seaver on there, as you can see,
Yeah,
but and it's from '71, and these are really inexpensive and great collectibles.
yeah. It's just
Look at these beautiful pictures, man.
yeah, that is really cool. Wow. What is that? And that's from that is from
It's
the
from that pack, that same one that you have the Seaver.
yeah.
The Seaver is supposed to be in here. I
Oh,
don't
that's a
know about
great. Is that so 71? You said right?
Yeah, it came out in
Wow.
'71, I guess.
And I know people
But
would love to have that Johnny Bench. I mean, because he's so
yeah, and
young
look at the
there.
Yastrzemski. People love him.
Yeah,
He was good.
that would.
Ernie.
Yeah, I feel like Dom from Steven Sports Cards would love that. Yes,
Oh, domthebomb.com.
Dom the
He's
bomb.
got a great he's got a great collection.
Mhm.
He probably has these. I love the way he collects. I can't believe he's only 24 years old.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's
Yeah.
incredible the way that I was listening to his podcast on the way up to the show in Fishkill on Saturday, the one he does with Jay called Cracking Cooperstown. And he was doing I guess it's the latest one, the latest podcast episode. He was talking about they were talking about the catchers that were kind of borderline or close. and how it's just incredible. He was the way he was delivering the content, and just how organized and knowledgeable he was on every player. I mean, for a
It is
24-year-old,
great. He's like a student of the game, and he's really has
yeah,
some technical training, or I don't know what he does for a living or what, but it's like almost like a disc jockey or something back in the day.
it's like Lester Bangs.
Yeah, like you guys are, like Chris.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Nothing but high technology stuff and proper grammar on my channel.
You do, that's for sure. You got the cards. Cards to prove. Now that beard of yours looks like is that a beard you got going on there?
No, I'm not.
You've
manning
always had it,
up.
but my God, that thing is white.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Jiminy Christmas.
I'm
That
I'm gonna,
almost blinded
I'm
me
gonna
with.
color it. I'm gonna color it though.
You should. A little bit of like I do with the hair.
A little black down here and black
No,
around here.
yeah. No, it looks good on you. Breaks up the monotony.
So,
Just kidding.
so Mike. You're coming to Strongsville then, right?
You better believe it.
Are
can't
you
wait.
coming? Are you coming along with anybody or coming by
No.
yourself? How's that working?
I'm
out?
just coming by myself. I'm getting in, spending all my money, and getting the hell out of there as fast as I can.
Are you
Friday
staying the
night,
full
though, I'm
weekend?
going to be seeing you at the bar. That's for sure.
Are you staying the full weekend?
I'm coming in Thursday night and leaving, blowing out of there Saturday afternoon. Like, figured go there in the morning for the last couple hours if I have any money left. Jason, right on.
Gentlemen, how are you?
Very good. Just trying to be like you.
I saw Petty putting his fingers through his hair, and I had to jump on. I'm like,
Yeah,
my goodness,
I don't blame you.
That is something we get there.
You know I like
to.
I like to comb the hair on
There
camera.
it is.
So Think Blue is asking, when is Petty going to give us a tour of his man cave?
I mean, you pretty much see everything here, don't you? I mean,
To me, the real question beyond that is, when is Petty going to, not just do live streams on other people's channels, but dedicate time to his own channel?
I've had so much fun doing this. I'm just started today. I just decided to post everything to my channel. Every appearance, I just post it.
You're so charismatic. I mean, you would do so well as a content creator.
I don't think so. I don't have any content to create.
All right, I'm going to ask the chat right now, like, thumbs up or thumbs down.
He
Should
knows.
Petty have a channel?
He knows already.
Where did he go, George?
I have a question for you guys. What are you guys looking for at Strongsville? I mean, last time we chatted, I kind of rattled off what I mean, if you want to tell.
I will show
Is that your
you.
list?
I don't want to show this to anybody, but
Actually, let me.
And how about you, Chris? What are you looking for? Anything in particular?
I'll decide that first day. I can go to a show and work on player runs and be very happy. This past Saturday, I set up at the show, but also when you set up at a show like me, heck, you end up spending more money than you make. And I got there, and there wasn't a lot of huge vintage cards there, but there was cards that I could pick up for my player runs, and I didn't spend a ton of money, and I had a great time picking up some lower level Hall of Famers. And so I'm having some success at setting up at these card shows, because I'm going to take some money there to play with. And if I run across a big card, I'm going to get it. Last year when I was there, I made a trade with Stan's vintage cards, and it
Stan
was
Walk.
Yes, yeah,
I bought from him before. He's a great guy.
He's one of my favorites. He's one of my
favorites.
favorites.
I'm looking for. I never met him in person, though. I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah, I called him ahead of time before I got there, and what I tried to do last year was I tried to turn my PSA graded rookie Hall of Famers into PSA Hall of Famers. So we had a deal going on with a Tom Seaver rookie card, a Satchel Paige rookie card, like a Larry Doby, and it was in good shape, and Joe Morgan. I mean, there was 5 of them. And when people came up to the table to see what cards we were kind of sliding across to each other, it really only took about 10 minutes because we had discussed it earlier. We were just
Sure.
Now we were just kind of playing with each other, trying to get the last crumbs on the table.
Right.
When people were seeing this, they were like, "Holy cow!"
That's a big deal. That's
You know,
a lot of big cards.
Yeah, it was big.
It is
big, and so if I can run across like a Leaf Satchel Paige or a Leaf Dobie or a Leaf Kell, I'm gonna try to. That page is gonna be hard for me to bring home because I'm gonna have to bring some cards to trade too. But if I can get a Leaf Kell or a Leaf Dobie, I'm gonna do it. Or maybe
that'll be a successful show for you.
Right.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, I have a list of like 40 cards. It was 30 last week. That's the problem. But as I kept looking, I said I better as I scratch things off, I add things to it.
Right.
Scratch one off, add two on.
So I'll show the thing I'm looking for, which I may have shown this before, but this is sort of what I'm looking. This is the Laughlin stand-up that I've been preaching lately.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I feel like I have a good shot at finding this.
I mean, where else are you going to find it? If you can't find it there, you probably can't find it anywhere, right?
Yeah. But I'd be happy with that one or the Willie Mays.
On those transograms, isn't there statues that came in those boxes that you got the card? And are you looking for the statue too, or no?
No, I don't really.
You don't really.
No, I mean it's. I like the cards more so than anything. Having the box with the figurine and figurines, it's too much space.
I got a figurine here I could show you. I have these on my desk. Remember these stupid things back in the 80s?
Yeah.
Oh,
I would like to have some of those stupid things back.
And they have a Campanella too. But I didn't like it. It was ugly. But that's
Pretty
a
cool.
Kofax. And it has you can't really see. It's got a little plate there for the signature. Can you see that?
I see it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what I don't know. They're kind of cool if you don't have too many of them. I mean, I don't need to build shelves and stack them up all over the place. That's
So,
for sure.
so Sammy, I don't know if anybody will be able to tell you what this show is going to be like this year.
Right.
Historically, they can tell you what it was,
Mhm.
but now that they're moving that thing, this hotel is not. I mean, I'm not putting down the hotel of it, but it's not like your 5-star hotel.
Right.
Their gathering area in front of the bar might even be the size of my living room and right behind me right now.
Right.
And I literally walked through the front door,
Mhm.
and you walked 20 steps, and you turned into the room. And then if you turned left, you got to the elevator. That's to go up to your room. So I got off the elevator and nearly ran into Ricky Henderson.
Oh wow.
Getting off the elevator, they couldn't sneak him in the back door. They couldn't sneak any of the guys in the back door.
I love that. He just
he
opened the door and he walked right into you. Yeah,
so,
that's so funny.
So Mike, this really didn't happen, but he was carrying an orange juice and a McDonald's bag. And so what I wanted to be able to tell my friends is when they say, well, what did he say? And I would have said, he said that Ricky likes the McGriddle.
I would have said, hey, Ricky, you want those fries?
Yeah. But moving it over to the arena, now that these dealers that are there, I hope can bring more stuff. We might see more memorabilia there, because you know how it is, Sammy. If you have two tables, if you have a table, you know what you're going to bring. If you have two tables, you kind of know what you're going to bring. You have 3 or 4 tables, you're like, oh shit, I gotta, I might have to bring some unique stuff, and so. But I don't think anybody can tell you what it's going to be like.
And that kind of adds some excitement. What are you showing there, Mike?
Well, I know you have all the New York fans over there.
Yeah.
This
Casey
is
Stengel.
you talk about the memorabilia. I just had all these out, all the taking a look at what I had. I almost forgot all these
Wow.
things I had.
That's a good. I gotta get that jacket that he's wearing.
Casey, can you imagine that? That was back from the.
Yeah, thanks.
But then, I mean, I have so many. Like, I prefer these so much more than the cards. You know, I saw a Topps 1956 Willie Mays today, and it was signed. Go click on it, and it's signed Willie up on the top, and on the bottom, you know, Mays. You could barely, and you know, the stupid PSA and all that. I'm going like, who the fuck would want that thing? It looks just
Was it
horrible.
ballpoint? Was it ballpoint too? Or
No, it was no, it was a Sharpie. It was his fleece mop autograph, we like to call it back in the day. But I mean, I just think that these look so much better. Like I'd rather look at this mantle.
Yeah, it's nice.
See
Well,
this?
I know it's been talked
I mean, look
about
where he signs that.
as perfect, and for
I mean-
years it was, you know, for the, you know, I'm older, but coming in and out of the hobby for years, it was taboo to sign a card. So I mean, it was
Yeah.
8x10. It was 8x10 pictures, and it was bats, and it was balls. You know,
Yeah,
now
Jason, how many times were you told, don't get that card signed? That's going
Right.
to bring the value of that card.
Well, that's
down.
why. I mean, that's great
Right.
that people are appreciating the value and stuff of it, and they're, you know, low population, which is
There-
good
there
for
it
them.
is,
But
the
I mean,
pop
it's
count.
pure the pop count. But it just actually, I mean, I just think they look like shit. Like, how about this? I'd rather have this than a
I agree.
55 mantle or something signed in a bad spot where you can't read it. Look at that signature, you guys. That's
it's
a
kind of-
Cadillac.
kind of been embedded
Oh,
in my
I
brain. I
find it.
have signed cards and actually did a video of a few of them, but for the most part, mine are 8x10s. Mine are pictures and, you know, bats and balls. That's kind of, you know,
Like,
I still
about
haven't
this?
gotten to the point where I'm having people sign cards on a regular basis. It's not something I'm looking to do.
Type 1.
That's awesome.
Whatever
Oh.
the fuck that means. I don't know what type it is actually. It's a picture.
That should be a T-shirt. It should say Type 1, and on the back it says whatever the fuck that
I mean, just this is
I
back
think-
when I used to collect
Oh,
pictures.
Sammy, that's not original. I read that on a Hallmark card.
Uh-huh.
once.
Here's this one. Upper Deck made this one. Look at this. You never see these anymore. Look at that signature. That thing must be. That signature is 5.5 inches long.
Why am I not surprised that you have a tape measure right on your desk?
Did you steal that?
Well,
from
I
Sammy's-
have
did you
projects
steal
to
that-
do around here.
Was that from
Honey, do
Sammy's
this.
show bag? He's got the tape measure and the light.
Yeah. That's what I have too.
We'll get
And I
that-
have my Mangini kit real
Right, I
handy
was just
too.
gonna say we'll get you some sandpaper for the Mangini kit.
I need it.
Anytime
And
I see
that's-
something incredible, I always show the Tom Seaver face.
Well, I have news for you. I'm still missing that, but not for long, my friend. I'll be putting the face out there soon. I'm not because I picked one up.
That's beautiful.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the this picture is very hard to find, not forged. You know, this is the one where they really forge it good.
Do you?
and
I
then,
mean,
of
do you
course-
collect? I mean, do you collect a big autograph collector
No,
primarily? or?
I used to though, back like
Okay.
around 2005, 6, 7, and 8. More
Yeah.
so, I think I collected some cards then, but I was focused more on the autographs. Only because, and then I just stopped like at 3 guys because I had bought fakes at the
Mhm.
beginning, and I learned his autograph. And like I said, you know, once you learn the autographs, and then I just kind of got bored with it. But look at these are the brace photos, type 1. I don't have them typed though.
Let me solo that. We'll put that one back for a minute. That's incredible. What is it on the bottom? It just has his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the
So I don't know what type they are.
Yeah,
But I
Mike,
know
you
the
mentioned
signatures.
wasn't there a guy back in the day, like in the late '90s, who was infamously forging DiMaggio, like, and doing it well? Like, it was tough to find.
They all do. I mean, all the forgeries are hard for the basic, at first glance, for the non-collector
Right.
to discern. That's why, I mean, it is important when you're starting out to buy PSA or JSA mantles, or because
Right.
they're rarely going to make a mistake on that, if ever. or buy
Sure.
Upper Deck, stick the stuff that's Steiner on some stuff. But then as you go and you learn the signature, then you're on your own and you have a much better chance of getting a better price, because most people don't want to buy it without a certificate, other than, like I said, the dealers.
Right.
You'll be bidding against dealers that want to send it in, get it PSA for $125 and sell it for $500 or something. But I mean, here's another. I love this one. This one's in gold, and these were purchased, I think, for like 100, 110. The DiMaggios I got these for like $35, I think, back in the day. Here's a
What is it
drunken
about autographs
Mal.
right now that are really, because it seems like autographs right now are really
They're popular again. But
Yeah.
what's happening is history's repeating itself, and people
Okay.
are buying nothing but fakes again. The same ones, the same tired ones that were out there, all those GAIs from the Mike Baker collection, and the My Favorite Players, and the Stans, not Stan Locke, but Stans, whatever. But there's a million of them out there. Here's a Ted Williams, and these aren't certed, but I can clearly see that they're real
Sure.
by looking at the, no open D, no open A on the Williams, just a typical perfect sweet spot.
And as long
And
as
I don't even,
as long as you know they're real, you're not
yeah,
going to set. Nobody sits there and stares at a certificate. They
no.
I would.
Oh, here's one.
You should have a sports bar and put all that stuff up, man.
Well, that's what it is in back of me, like the copies and stuff, I guess. But I think I have just about every mantle. Don't ask me why. Look what else I got here. Oh my God, here's the good.
Is Mansell your guy, Mike?
Yeah, he is today. It's funny you asked me, like, why Mantle. I pinned a look at this one. I pinned a video, a documentary of Mantle on my channel there that anybody can watch. It tells the whole story about him from start to finish. And if you want to know why everybody loves him, that's probably why. And they showed him with his injuries and, that he had since the 51 season in I think it was the World Series where he got hurt. And he was never the same after that. How about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the sprinkler head, right? That was the
He fell
DiMaggio calling him off the ball.
Right. And he was never the same after that. But, he still played. They showed him being taped up and how he got it. And that's why I hate today, these guys today. Oh, my calf hurts. My toe hurts. I don't know. My feelings are hurt.
That's a big problem in the NBA with these guys taking planned time off, and they're not playing a full 82 games, and people are paying their hard-earned money to go see LeBron, and he's got the next 2 weeks off. And
right, I mean that's a problem because those games are not cheap either. Mm-hmm. And then you have tickets way in advance, or you bring your kids or something like that. That's bullshit.
Right.
These guys, they got to get on the field. There's look at this one.
That's awesome.
That's gem mint.
Now, Chris, were you moving any of I've watched all of your videos. Were you moving any of those basketballs you picked up from that collection, or?
I didn't just move any of those. I moved them all.
You got them all.
That was a great story, man.
I can't even imagine how much space that took.
Gone. Well, I tell you, so the young guy that I got the basketballs from, they were from his grandfather, and his grandfather got a ton of autographed basketballs, baseballs, and baseball bats. And this guy named Tyler, who sold them to me, I did a video called the State Fair Find, and I picked up those basketballs, and I didn't want them. But the only reason I got them was because he also sold me this bag of vintage cards from his grandpa, of old cards, naked cards, and a Clemente rookie, Hank Aaron rookie, just on down the line. And this guy sold me these cards and sold me the basketballs, and he didn't collect this. Tyler didn't collect cards at all. But when he sold that to me, he started watching these YouTube channel stuff, watching me and Mike and some other guys. Well, he starts collecting baseball cards. And he starts collecting rookie baseball cards. Now, remember, he just sold me a Hank Aaron, a Roberto Clemente, a Sandy Koufax, the big hitters.
Right.
This poor soul's now starting to collect rookie Hall of Famers. So I start feeling a little guilty, getting these cards off of it. Because I thought, okay, I'm going to do pretty good on these basketballs. You try to lug 95 basketballs to a show.
Right. They don't sell either, do they? I mean, they took forever to sell them.
So Mike, you'll love this one. 94 basketballs and one soccer ball. I had 95 basketballs. Took them to a show, and it looked impressive. Everybody stopped by.
I'm sure it did.
Whoa, oh my gosh. I sold one ball that day, and it was a soccer ball. It was Lee.
I'd have left the fucking things there at the show.
Yeah, I almost did. But anyway, so just the 2 weeks ago, had them on live auction on a high bid auction, and sold them all. Sold all the basketballs.
One by one or in a lot?
In a one by one.
And were they certed at all? Were they authenticated?
So they had the cheap certs, any certificate you could have bought
right
at Michael's or something. But I had a friend that bought two basketballs from me, and he bought two basketballs from me, and he brought them back and said, Chris, JSA wouldn't certify these because he sent the old certs off with them, and so I felt bad. So I got the balls back from him, and so what I did though is I took the two basketballs to Strongsville last year, and one was a Bob Cousy and one was a Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh.
And so I took them, the two that my buddy bought that JSA said wasn't real, and turned them in at Strongsville, came back legit. Everything was fine on them. And the guy told me, and I should have listened to Jake of Legends Never Die, but the guy told me, if you're gonna try to get something certified by us, don't send in the junk certificate with it. It muddies the water, and they're trying to find a reason not to certify that thing.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at another certificate. But luckily both those, those were the only two I got certified. But I ended up selling all the basketballs, and so I am taking that money to Strongsville, and I'm gonna spend that like a drunken sailor.
Go, I'll help you. You don't need my help.
So what I heard out of that is first round is on Chris. That's what I got.
That's all I heard.
So guys, listen, I'm buddies with Mike Canadian Cards. Okay.
Oh gosh, he's hilarious.
Last year at Strongsville, he bought us dinner. He bought us rounds of drinks. So I feel like I ought to return the favor. I don't think I can afford it. I might need to borrow some money from you guys. That's strong.
I'll flip you a fin.
I appreciate it. But no, yeah, first round's on me.
Oh, that's nice.
When's everybody getting in? Is Friday the day? Is everyone getting in on Friday?
Thursday night.
Oh yeah. Does it start there? Because I'm coming in Friday, I think.
It starts Friday afternoon.
Okay, you're getting in on Thursday night, Sammy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I want to get there. I want to get there when the doors open, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of us getting there Thursday night so we can get settled in and be there when the doors open the next day.
Okay.
Right.
Because I'm driving from Chicago area, but I'm leaving at like 5 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah.
So I imagine I'd be getting there Friday morning. If it opens Friday afternoon, I should be there a little bit prior to the opening. So.
Yeah, B Roth and I are driving from New York, so long 7.5 or almost 8-hour trip.
A lot of people.
He had his 2-hour live on Friday with the whole SGC PSA thing. I jumped on for a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna when I
Just
started this
chat.
live stream, I was gonna jokingly say, "All right, let's talk SGC," but then
Right.
I was like, "Nope, we're not going there. We're not gonna go that route."
There's plenty of that content out there for everybody to watch.
Yeah. I'll just. It's too exhausting.
Sammy, if somebody else wants to get on, you want to kick me off.
No, man.
No, but I mean, if somebody else wants to jump on,
Oh. Could we only do 4? I'd be happy to jump off. I've already showed everything except for that.
No, you guys are good. This can handle up to like 9 people. So
it can't handle 9 Mike Petties. I guarantee.
Look at this. You can't handle 1 Mike Petty after a couple cocktails. Are you kidding? Look at that. The 1952 patch.
Yeah, you started it by cracking the box. I see it back there.
Well, I had to get a new bottle out. You guys go ahead and talk for a minute.
So it sounds like Steven is going with my Canadian cards. Looks like
and I know I'm giving a lot of credit to Mike Canadian Cards about drinking hard, but I'm gonna tell you what, Steve has to live in that same hotel room as Mike, but Steve can put down a few too. So he's a real fun guy.
Can you imagine the snoring going on over there?
Oh my gosh!
Holy Nike! I mean, that's why I'm too old to room with anybody anymore.
I'm the same way. I'm a solo room. Yeah. There ain't no way.
Yeah.
I think I'm rooming with Don Field of Dreams. You know, we're gonna cuddle and stuff. I think.
Oh, that's cute. Those aren't pillows.
I keep telling him on the chats I owe him a cigar, so I'm bringing some cigars.
Well, that's nice. Don's going. Is Don going to be bringing stuff to sell? I heard he quit. I heard he quit collecting.
So don't
the quitting collector. I heard.
Don't fall prey to that. Don't fall prey to that. I don't want to give out Don's secrets, but he did that video. And he's got
just to get ratings.
He's got like 12,000 views on that video, and he's over now 1,000 subscribers. I think he should have started.
How the hell could 12,000 people? But how do they find that?
In
algorithm.
Some kind of algorithm. But he did. So Don and I got. It's weird. I think he got me sick because we were talking on YouTube together because we were sick the same day. And he did the video. He did that video about selling his cards while he was sick. So he looked like Sally Struthers trying to save money for the dog.
Sally Struthers.
And so everybody
I remember that.
They were going to do a GoFundMe page but no, Don's doing fine. He's still collecting cards. He's got a couple I'll say I'm buddies with Don, he'll forgive me. He's got a couple trips that he wants to go on or be prepared to go on. And the easiest thing for him to do was to sell a few of the cards. He's not selling his 56 set.
No.
You know, 3 of his sets, his stand-ups, his, stand music. He's not selling that stuff. He's trying to push a Mario Mendoza PSA 7 on me for $50. Don's doing great.
I call those.
You should do it.
Those are the no attachment cards.
Yeah.
All right, I've got a trip planned with the family. What can I get rid of? Probably this.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good idea. It doesn't hurt the downsides, that's for sure. I've been toying with the idea.
But that's what's gonna make this thing so much fun. I mean, listen, I don't know. You guys haven't been on YouTube forever, and you haven't seen everybody, and now I guarantee you're gonna go to Strongsville, and you're gonna chat it up with some people, and you're gonna leave with 1,000 friends, but you're gonna run into one guy you didn't know you liked so damn much.
Sure.
And
right. I mean, you're already on my last nerve. I know I don't need to see you. I'm sure it's going to be somebody else.
I just jump on after Mike because I want to ride his coattails. He's so charismatic. I got to jump on and follow his
sure. Yeah, I like what you're on. I mean, I want to bring some of my doubles, I think. Like, you think somebody would want, I know people have been talking about this, and I've showed this before, but like stuff like this. This is like a 52.
Ooh.
Never heard of him. Never heard of him. I'll take that off your hands. I'll take it off your hands. You probably won't make it.
For the right price, but I mean, if I bring it, I also want to try. I have a really nice one to sell. This Hank Aaron. Mike Moynihan showed this the other night. He has a couple. This is a one. And look at the
Hires-
centering. See
what is
that?
it,
It's not.
58?
It's. I don't want it because it's centered.
58 hires
That
root
sounds
beer.
like me.
I have this one for my collection.
That's nice.
It's an MC. It's not centered. I like them not centered.
That stuff could be sold before you even get to the show. If you're sitting in the bar with 40 other guys and then just flipping those cards out, you'd be surprised.
You think I should just sell them there for cash?
Right
Why
there.
not?
You have. I would let some of the dealers like Tim Payne or Stan or Craig. Hey, I'm bringing this card. Here's what I'm looking for. I'm wanting to leave there with this kind of card. Here's one of the cards I'm bringing to trade. You know,
Right.
and that card pulls a lot of weight. I mean,
I have an extra maze.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Goodness.
I know you need that, don't you?
I wanted to match my my test one.
This one will match.
Yeah, they'll go.
So I have like things like that, and I know people. I have a greatest moment extra.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a Stahlmeyer 54 maze? I'm looking for that.
Yeah, I just happen to have that. I have this as an extra, so I think I'm just going to bring all my slabbed extra.
That one's tough. That one is really tough.
These are hard to find. I mean, but they have them, but I don't know.
You bring out all that stuff, you might want to call up and get a freaking table at the show.
No kidding.
I don't want to sit there and wait and try to work.
Mike, do you actually? You said you have a 54 Stahlmeyer?
No,
maze?
No, you must be kidding me.
I'm just asking.
I wish.
I mean, because here's the thing.
You might by the end of the weekend.
I forget who it was. Maybe it was.
If it comes up, I might. I don't know how I'll pay for it, but I'll figure a way.
It might have been Mangini who mentioned this. I can't remember, but somebody mentioned to me that it was very likely that I'll find a low-grade Stahlmeyer 54 maze because of the fact that they were ripped off the packaging, and there's a lot of them. I mean, not a lot, but they're out there.
When did you say you're getting there again?
Thursday night.
Okay. So unless you beat me into the place, you won't find one.
That's not nice. I don't like
precisely why you don't tell them what you're looking for, Sammy.
Exactly.
I gotta close my big mouth.
You'll be able to get it from him. It'll just be 20% more than what he paid for it.
I don't like the
But once I get, hey, so you know what I really don't like about SGC?
What
I don't like these.
The big slabs.
Look at this.
You can
How
kill somebody with
stupid.
that.
Why would they put that into a frickin' gigantic, when you have, I don't know if I have another sample.
I wonder if they would do that today.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I had this done. This was like 2 months ago.
Oh, God.
Because the way.
It's
irritating.
That sits better, though, Sammy. That looks a little more, uniform. That's large.
I don't know if these are the same size. I'd imagine they
are.
They are? Yeah, so this one just happened to fit nicely. But they won't.
Yeah, that fit. It's the same size as that.
But SGC refuses.
one.
They won't grade the rulers.
Hey, guys, Orlando said, who needs Strongsville? I'm going to Mike Petty's house.
No kid.
Come on over, fruitcake. I want to sell one. I want to get rid of one of these. This is bad memory.
Bad memory? Why?
Just because I got beat on it.
Oh, well, it's everybody's.
All the beatings I get when I lose on something.
Hey,
like I told you the story about Theo, how we showed each other the card. He says, yeah, yours is so much nicer. His had a crease around the top, and from the Roberto Clemente collection, he was going to send it in. He got a 3. I send mine in. It looked fucking perfect. 3.5. Those guys, man. I'll tell you, they're such assholes.
Hey, Mike, I was setting up at the show this past week, and I'm every once in a while I'm on with Ray from Philly and Mike, and we talk about the 300 great cards from Mike Payne. Okay,
I love it.
And so I thought I had the Roger Maris post 62 post serial where it shows us home runs and stuff. All right, so I didn't have that. I didn't have that card. It was fake, and so I'm looking for that card. A guy comes by my table, and he has a post serial Roger Maris 62, and it's a PSA 8. And I'm like, those things, all mine post serial stuff are authentic or one or whatever.
Yeah, they look great easily.
So this guy, I said, how much you want for it? And I was going to it didn't matter. I was going to leave with that so I could. And he said, this high grade, I'm asking $140 for it. And I said, well,
could you do 150?
But listen how this goes. I go, well, I think I want that. Well, a buddy of mine, Mauricio, who sits up next to me, looks it up on his phone, and he said Chris, the last one sold in an 8 was $90. I said, really? And then last 3 sold for 90 some dollars. And even a 1 sells for like $70. So there wasn't that much difference. And so just for it, I just said, no, I said, no, I don't. I showed him the what was sold last. And he said, oh gosh, he said, I need 100. I got to get 140 out of it. And I should have right there. I should have said, okay, here's 140, whatever. Well, all right. So an hour later, 2 hours later, a guy that watches my channel, he says, Chris, a dealer over there has a Roger Maris post serial in an 8. And so I walk over with this buddy of mine, and we look at it, and it's the same card. And I look at that dealer, and I said, what do you want for this? He said, I overpaid for this. He said, a guy came by and wanted 140 for it. It's a 8. I'm going to give him 140 for it. Now I look it up, and it's only $90. He said, I tell you what, if you give me $100, I'll take it. So what I do,
I thought he was going to sell it for 300 or 500. Yeah.
So what I do, I tell the dealer, I said, $100. I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 120 for it. That way you feel a little bad, and I feel a little bad too.
And I'll buy you a cheeseburger. How's that?
So we took a picture together of how we both got screwed.
Right.
That's phenomenal. That's called flipping gone bad real fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It is. That is so funny. I wanted to show this to my buddy Orlando too, because I know he had an extra one of these, and he showed me a lot of these Perez steels, which I never really liked him that much. But as I was going through all my mantle stuff, I forgot I had this one, and he had 2 of them. He sold one out from under my nose, ripped off some poor guy with some big old thick ass pen. See, that's the way it's supposed to be signed. And do you notice that E at the end there?
Yeah.
You see where that ends? It's at the very end of the sweet spot.
Yeah.
I mean, that dude, I'm mesmerized. Nobody likes him though, because he wasn't very good. He only had 536 homers. And then this is the one. This is the one that Sammy cost me. Thank you, Sammy, for getting me into this stupid things.
What grade is that?
My only one, yeah.
What grade is it?
I don't know.
It's nice.
5, yeah.
Did you buy it recently?
I bought it in the last few months, I think.
Oh, okay.
3, like right about when you started showing yours.
Yeah, you can blame me for that one.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. That's why I'm so broke I can't pay attention.
How much? Yeah.
So, Mike, can you start? I tell you what, you need to get on with Sammy again on like the 4 Collectors channel and start.
Are we on there now?
I know. But let's do this. You guys need to do a whole separate show on shaming some of the big hitters like Rick Oddball Cards and John.
Oh shit, I can't.
And some of them for not. They need to come to the National or come to Strongsville. Wouldn't it be nice to have all those guys at Strongsville?
Well, they're all. You're going to see them all in a couple months.
I thought John Mangini was possibly coming.
He's in the chat. We can find out.
Well, he said it's hard to go to both like that and the National.
Yeah,
and it's better for all you YouTubers to go to the National. By the way, is Mookie Chilson in the chat?
Oh, he's got it.
Anybody?
Dylan's asked me to show this one again. Mookie might have. I think Mookie's gone because otherwise he'd be busting everybody's chops if he was still.
I know, because I had something I wanted to. Yeah, I've been trying to get that. You bought that right out from under me. I wasn't going to pay $1,000. You got it for what, about 100? 675.
Just because I I'll share the story again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
All right,
saw
I'm fixing me a drink.
okay. The photo, I saw the photos. The guy had a brake mat, and it had like his brand on it. So I was like, huh, there's a good chance this guy's on Instagram. So I go on Instagram and I find out he has a page, and I message him. I said, hey, let's avoid the eBay fees and give me a better deal on the card, and we'll go from there. And he was all about it. And I sent him an offer. I said, I'll pay up a little bit on it because I know these don't get sold too often. I'll give you, like $675 because the last one sold for $600, and let's make a deal. And he did it. So
And he took it.
yeah, because I think the last time this maybe not this exact one, but one similar sold for about like 600. So
That's a lot of glue for that cut little for the Mangini kit card.
Oh, Mookie is here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's splitting.
Oh,
time
there he
with
is.
his family.
All right. So I have an announcement to make.
Okay.
So you know how basically I am in the Hall of Fame in the Broken Wing, the commenters section.
Yeah.
Myself, that was from 2021. A bunch of YouTubers got together. They got me a patch, which I wear really proudly now. And then Bob Boozle, he was last year's inductee. And so I would just like to announce Mookie Chilson, come on down. You are in the collector's broken wing of the YouTube Hall of Shame. Mookie. What do you think about that, Mookie? Are you excited? You want your patch? Any speeches or anything? You can make a speech on your.
He needs to come on and show his
channel.
face and make a speech.
He needs to make a speech on his channel. Anything less, and he's out.
You know what he needs to do? You know those shows where they put you in like with the lighting is such where they can't see your face, but you can hear them.
Change the voice.
Right.
Yeah, Mookie said he's crying right now.
I think, but Mookie, you deserve it. And I didn't realize that that Mookie wrote that. That thing that Theo did with the dark mic and that little intro.
Yeah.
That I just love that. It popped up on my feed the other day, and I pinned it up there. But I went and looked at it again. I didn't realize that Mookie wrote that, and Sammy of is it SCI? I think did the voiceover or whatever. So I wanted to thank those two guys too for that, because that was neat.
That's one. That's one of the best videos in a long time.
Isn't it though? I mean, it is so funny because I don't know why I was I've never been on camera before.
Mookie was at the show that I was set up at today, and he literally bought all of my Mookie Wilson rookie cards.
You dumped all those on him?
No, he went through and bought them, but like his whole thing was all right because he had his buddy was with him, or two of his buddies were with him, and he goes, all right, I'm gonna buy 3 Mookie Wilson rookie cards, one for me, and 2 for my buddies. And so, like, there was one that was clearly better than the other one, and his buddy was like, "Oh, you gave me an off-centered one." And he was, Mookie was like, "Can you believe this guy?" He's like, "Fine, here, take the better centered one."
May all your cards be centered with high eye appeal.
I am not a centered guy. If you guys seen anything on my channel, it doesn't have to be centered for me. I am opposite of Dylan. I am the complete opposite.
I have a card to show you. I told you that I told you I went off the rails and bought a card off eBay, and then I wasn't even here to sign for it. My wife had to sign. She says, "Are you buying cards again?" And I said, "Yes, I am." What of it? Like pretty Flintstone. Okay, so you ready? It's not like something I normally buy because unfortunately it's centered, but that wasn't on my list.
Keep it there for a second. I gotta solo you. There you go. That is.
Oh wow! Wow,
sweet.
I had to try to keep up with Mangini.
That is beautiful.
Did you print it out of that printer behind you?
Yeah, that's why I'm broke.
Where's the mark on that thing?
That's the funny thing. You cannot see the damn mark, and there's not one on the back.
Here, let me go solo again on that. Yeah, go ahead.
No mark.
Again.
That is beautiful. Awesome.
The back By the way, I'm only buying cards from now on if they're centered on the back. That's going to be the new thing. They have to have back centering. But
I
this
like
one,
that.
so I think, so you can't really see it magnified, the mark, but I think it might be on the right-hand top. I don't know if it shows, but it almost looks like it was a crack in the case, but that's what it appears
Oh, right
if you
above
look
the.
at it.
I
But
guess,
it's not a crack. I don't know. You can't really see it, and it was.
right.
It had good registration, and it was centered. I wonder how it would rate on Dylan's centering
That's
with
beautiful.
his centering ruler.
It seems
But
like
anyway,
that.
So, Jason, you asked what I was going after in Strongsville.
Right.
that
That card right there.
That right there.
I'm going for one too. I can't get
Dylan-
enough right now. I'm in a
Dylan
bad
was
place.
Dylan was requesting I show this, so I'm just going to show it real fast. He wanted to see this. This one I got the national last year,
That's
or
a
this
piece
this past year.
Mike Moynihan would kill for that.
I figured he had one.
No,
Really?
no.
But he's not a. So I mean, I figured the guys who've been collecting for like 40 years have practically.
No,
all,
Mike wants that because he needs that to be able to beat me in the Willie Mays run,
Oh,
Call
And
me
he-
in.
and he cannot beat me in the Willie Mays run because I have that card. So,
But how did he not? How has he not gotten that card over the years?
Well, what happens is you get like you think you have forever, like it with me with the Roofs and the Wagners and
right.
all
Get
those. You know,
priced
when they're
out.
going, they're sitting at $800 for to $1,000 for 5 years, and then all of a
Sammy-
sudden one day they're 3,000, 7,000.
Yeah.
They come down
Sammy
a
Mike
little.
doesn't have that card, and I don't think he has the Mookie Wilson rookie card. I'm just saying.
Oh,
You should trade them.
yeah, that's
I know
straight
It's
up.
a win. It's a
I know
win-win.
Mike's history. I know Mike's. I listened to. I listened to the Golden Age of Cardboard where he talked about how he collected like Josh Hamilton cards religiously and
Right.
was built like Juan Gonzalez cards and
Rafael Palmeira.
yeah, the list goes on. But I mean, yeah, that kind of surprised me to hear that because I figured.
Well, he learned his lesson the hard way.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
But I mean, when it's not so much that he bought that, it's that because look, the guy that really learned his lesson was Artie Marino, fucking idiot, when he signed Hamilton.
Yeah.
You know, he sign him for like, I mean, I don't know, it was about 100 million or something, or maybe more. And the guy played a
130.
half a year,
I think
130 million.
Yep.
And he had a good year before that, but I mean, you knew the guy was a train wreck. Like, why would you sign him? He's a horrible owner. He and just like he did with Rendon, they have a good year, so he gives them all the money. These guys have never played rotisserie baseball, obviously. You know that after a
That ought to
big
be a
year they
rule.
suck.
They need to be a fantasy owner before they own a.
Exactly. Before they own a $3 billion franchise. These guys, they've got plenty of money.
Come join my $50 league first, and let's see what you can do.
Oh, I know,
Yeah.
but I finally quit after like 35 years because I play a $50 league just as hard as sickening as I play a
Oh, yeah.
$3,000 league. I'm sick.
Because
Watching it.
I got beat this year by Theo Clemente collector. And
I see that. Yeah.
I want to
He
give
never
up.
let you forget it.
I want to give up life right now. It just.
I've officially retired. I was in 2 or 3 leagues at a time for 20, 30 years.
Me too.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
back in the day when you were looking at stats in the paper. And
Me
I'm like,
too.
all
Since
right,
the 80s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm done.
like-
I'm done with this. I'm done with
Me
this.
too.
that Theo.
People
is
have caught up.
crazy.
The game's passed me by.
Right. Exactly.
Oh,
I got this
God.
for $10 today. How do you think I
Let's
did?
see. I love it. That's a great.
Fantastic.
Put that card and Chris
Oh,
on the
right
screen
here.
together. If that's not a doppelganger, I don't know what is. Put a great.
Appearances are a bit deceiving, though. This does have.
I
some
mean, but
flaws. Let me
Chris
get
is
the
much
player.
more handsome. There's no
Thank
doubt
you.
about it, especially with the hat and the beard. And you have style, my friend.
Well, appreciate that. But
So-
so you've been saying that for about a year now, and what is funny, what is funny is when my dad would wear a baseball uniform to coach, I swear I thought he was Yogi Berra.
Oh my gosh,
I'm not
that's great.
I'm not kidding. Oh,
Oh, God bless him. That's great. And who doesn't love Yogi? gosh, Yogi, what a great guy.
I just want to quickly mention, this is a completely unrelated note, but when I had the 2,000 subscribers shared with the giveaway with Orlando, Doug from Decon's Cardboard has yet to claim the Jim Palmer that he won.
Put it back out. Get the wheel out.
Oh, yeah.
The wheel, give it a spin.
Want that.
He never claimed it. So, Doug, if you watch this video, man, hurry. The clock is ticking. It's
Tick tock, tick tock.
Make me fly to Strongsville to pick it up himself.
Yeah. It's not too far from me. That's the funny thing.
That card is so affordable too, isn't it? It's a great. How does he not get more love? He was a great pitcher.
From 75 to 85 or something, he was the all-time winningest pitcher. Like, he might be the all-time winningest pitcher in the 70s. I mean,
yeah.
And
I think he's fairly loved on the radio too, isn't he? Like, as a color man, does he still do that?
He was doing it in the 90s. I don't know if he's still doing it, right?
Oh,
it was like the 90s.
And didn't he do underwear commercials?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why nobody likes him.
My mom did.
Everybody likes
Your mom?
Everyone likes Namath, and he was doing pantyhose commercials.
That's right. And how about that commercial with Joe Namath and Farrah?
Right.
Let Noxzema cream your face.
Or how about the interview with Bonnie Bernstein? I just want to kiss you.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, he was.
You're so pretty. Back in Bama. Oh yeah, he really went off the rails.
Or I think the quarterback, Zach Wilson, or who was the Jets quarterback here recently. We've seen enough.
Yeah,
we've seen enough.
God, Zach Wilson. Those guys. I need to invest in Zach Wilson. So who's the new quarterbacks everybody's investing in this year? Caleb Williams?
Okay, so Mike, John 3D80's kids commenting on here. So
what did he say?
I don't know it.
It was Susie Colbert. That's right. By the way,
Susie Colbert, yeah.
Susie Colbert. Well, Mookie's on top of it.
Who cares what John's saying? It's probably not true.
Winningest pitcher in the 70s.
So I've done some trading with John, 3D80's kids. He never traded cards as a kid, and I was his first guy he traded cards with and the second guy trading cards with. Well,
that is awesome. You sheared him like a lamb too, the poor kid.
Yeah, but so here's the mistake he made. Let me tell you a big mistake he made. He sent me 22 cards, and I sent him 3 cards. And on our deal, I was supposed to send him 3 cards and some cash.
I heard. Well, and you stiffed him.
Yeah, I did the old pretend like
there he is to collect. Look out now.
I did the old pretend like
I know where you live.
Whoops.
Like
whoops.
I sent the package without sending the cash, and I don't.
You could have sent him a check.
But
why don't you?
I sent him a J.C. Penney credit card.
That's too funny. A J.C. Penney credit card. Are they still open? That's where we used to buy all our memorabilia. J.C. Penney's, all from Spain. Used to stock scoreboard stuff. Willie Mays signed bats from the Golden Company.
At J.C. Penney? I don't remember that.
Yeah. They used to sell these too.
That's where I got my Garanimals.
Let me show you this little fella. Here's a little ball. Of course, you know who it's signed by.
Right.
And you see how it's not fake, how it's not cartoonish on the M? People need to know that. But this one's also signed by Fleece Mop.
Oh, there you go.
Let me. I'll solo it 1 second.
That's all right.
I'm a little slow right now. Nice.
Fleece Mop and Duke. We're talking Willie, Mickey, and the Duke. Hey, by the way, Dylan, speaking of music and songs, Dylan had a little video up the other day that had the Dodgers song on there. There he is right there, Dylan, the Dodgers song. And he knows about that.
Hey, so Mike, The best video I've ever seen, and I've already talked to John about this, the best YouTube video that I've ever seen was James Elite Hunter did that song, Talking Willie, Mickey and
the Duke. And did he show the pic? He showed the pictures too, right? Of
he
the
showed a different card
cards
every time.
it's still on there.
The best video I've ever seen. Go to it.
Yeah,
go to
it is. That's like I remember that.
I'm not giving props to James because I don't like him that much. You know,
I mean, he's definitely overrated.
Yeah, he's not very nice at all.
He's a great guy.
That is the greatest video that I've ever seen.
That song just gives me chills, just like the Dodger song. So
James needs to do more videos, by the way.
Do you guys know that song about like Orlando Cepeda? He hits a grand slam in the first inning, and Dodgers are losing as usual. And then at the end, it goes. I told Dylan I was going to sing it for him. You ready, Dylan? So it goes. Bottom of the ninth, 4-0, last chance. Push the button. Oh, with heaven begging on our knees. Come on, you flat-foot refugees. Hit the ball at once. Stu Miller throws. Maury bunts. Cepeda runs to field the ball, and Hiller covers first. Haller runs to back up Hiller. Hiller crashes into Miller. Miller falls, drops the ball. Conlon calls safe. Yay, Maury! You guys know that song?
I did not. No,
I do now.
And the fact that you had it memorized is amazing.
Isn't it, man? I remember it from the 70s. I remember it. Gilliam.
Pretty sure Bob Seger did it.
Man.
Bob Seger did it.
Was that on Rush's third album?
That was Rush's. Tom Petty did a cover.
Right. Of course.
Sounds like
really
a Billy
good.
Joel, so like the Billy Joel "We Didn't Start the Fire" song.
Taylor Swift's doing a remake.
She did, and I guess I'm not that great of a singer.
Oh man, yeah. Mookie says you're making his dog howl.
Oh, I can only imagine. He's probably ready to bite my head off, that poor dog.
Singing in cards. It sounds like we need to do like a live stream karaoke at one point.
Let's go. I'm the karaoke king. I'm sleeping and right in the middle of a good dream, and all at once I wake up.
David Cassidy in the house.
The puka shells in the hair. You don't think that's not a nickname of mine?
Okay.
Dead ringer.
James says to keep your day job.
No shit.
So this is before we got into this whole conversation, John showed up to hopefully clarify what this whole trade situation was all about. And the timing could not have been more perfect. So please clarify.
Oh, well,
that's enough.
I gotta go.
Well, Chris, just to even fill in more details, I don't know if he was drinking when we did our trade either, because he actually texted me to ask how much it was supposed to be later. So,
is that right? Did you tell him what, 200?
Well, the number's got to go up. So
I asked him how much it was, but I knew I wasn't going to give him any money anyway.
Well, I did see your video today, and that Hank Aaron does look pretty nice.
Yeah, I was making that shit up too.
That's too funny. Yeah, but that's great, John. How did you like that trade? I think I would always rather be on the trade with the 3 versus the 20 cards, because basically you're just giving him a bunch of shit. But I mean, Chris will turn it into money because he sells. And your cards were nice. I mean, those 60s, you took your time in finding those, but like that Larry Doby, that's a hard card to find. Again, centered, they say, and that card was beautiful. Perfect. I think all 3 of them were very centered, weren't they?
They were all very nice.
Because damn well everything you get going forward is going to be centered. 92 out of 94 on a Dylan scale.
Not necessarily, but those ones happen to be.
I tell you,
in fact,
Mike, what was bad about my trade with John is you get caught up in trying to help him out, and then also get some cards that helps you run.
Yeah.
Well, I neglected to look. I traded him a Yogi Berra, 1950 50
51
50,
Bowman.
51
51
Bowman. Yeah.
Bowman Barra, and I don't have a duplicate of that. And
That's bad.
I bet you $1 to a donut. Next time I do a video showcase showdown with Mike,
Yogi.
That's coming.
It's
Yogi's coming on there.
It's coming
And
up.
if that does, you guys take my
Well,
side.
now you've got a hole no matter what. I mean, that's the thing in that game. You can't have holes. I look at like I like those some of those players you guys do. My collection kind of stops in 75. So when you go back to 80 or 81 or 82, and you guys have them all, man. I mean, it's impressive. Like I don't have any of that. So 0, 0, 0. It's just like I'm a 0, and just like in school.
I have holes all over too. I'm the same way. I mean,
Holes.
you guys, again, I've jumped onto YouTube within the last 2 or 3 months and have been lurking for probably the last 2 years, but really got heavily back into vintage in the last probably 3 years. So
Yeah.
I'm at the state, like, we've talked before, Mike, on the last video. A lot of people are sizing down, and I'm kind of like Dom had mentioned on midlife cards. I'm going the opposite. I'm trying to well-round it.
And I think that's a perfect opportunity, though. Really, when you because now you also have a focus. Like when I was doing that 10, 15 years ago, I was just, I was out of control. I just would find the player and then go to, down all the cards and just try to buy the best centered card, the best card I could for that particular grade, and then just on to the next. And it might have helped me in the mass, but you can get a great collection. I mean, the thing that Midlife Crisis does now, I love him. So every Monday, Wednesday, and optional Fridays is classes in session.
Yeah.
And I no doubt that he's a teacher. I'm gonna listen.
He does.
He knows the shit. And if you're watching him, and there's a lot more people coming out right now with that particular content, and then you can start sharing it, because I really think that that's a great idea. You buy nice cards in those grades for $50. You can get anything for $50.
Oh, it's amazing. I did a video today, and I was looking at the peak. I kind of jumped back in right prior to the peak, and I'm finding Hall of Fame rookie cards from 61, from 57, 58 for $50. Now I'm not a grade guy, so like the card I picked up today was a 61 Billy Williams in a 4. That was $40.
I saw that.
It was $40. I mean, how do you go?
Well, what I was doing during the pandemic, I didn't have cards like that either. But those are the kind that I tried to buy those raw because they were a better deal.
Sure.
And then I recently got those graded not too long ago to fill out. Those were the players that I was left with. The Billy Williams, the Santos, and you got to have. I mean, those guys were great, and they're a third tier burrito guys unless you're a fan of or unless you're a Cub fan and they're your number one guy.
Exactly.
Or what, and that's okay
I'm
too.
a Sox fan,
but yeah, those
my
cards
guys are 4th tier burritos.
They are. They're 4. We talked about that.
It's Minnie and Nelly, and that's about it. And then Harry Hooper and Ray Shulk, who don't even belong in the Hall of Fame, according to Rick.
Who?
Ray Shulk.
Harry Hooper. Harry Hooper.
Harry Hooper. Harry Hooper.
I don't think I've ever heard of him actually, but I mean somebody did. He's in the Hall. There's the Dobie. He has it.
Beautiful card.
Put that on the screen. Look at that card. Doesn't that feel good, John?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the other two would be in a box traveling to Florida right now.
And that card, I looked for it for 6 months to try to find a legitimate copy, and nothing was centered. For 6 months, nothing came up centered. I turned it in. I finally got a nice copy. It graded like I think it might have graded like a 2 or 2.5. It was off. Of course, it was off center with terrible eye appeal, not like that.
This is the only mantle I have in my collection because I'm not.
That's the one. That's the one to have. And again, look at this, Jason. See what you can do with these cards with the one. Look at those corners.
Oh yeah,
you don't those are badass corners on that. The way they're perfectly rounded.
That's too centered for Jason.
It's centered.
Yeah, I actually bought that last year at the National when I met Sammy. I met Chris briefly. We were at the get together, and I met some of these guys. But that's what I picked up. I picked up my Mickey in a 1.5.
You did have, so you got one, and I love those half grades. Those and SGC does a lot of them. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Buying SGC cards now after that.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that thing.
So what's
That's
the
a lot.
John? What's the issue with that one? I mean, is
That's
it?
as sharp as a.
Oh,
Oh, I'll
okay.
take it all day long.
Yeah, so would I.
glue
So I
residue
agree.
and paper loss.
Yes.
Yeah. That
Well,
one's
you know,
a
I couldn't get that now because the back's not perfectly centered. Back has to be centered. Remember that, guys. That's going to be the new thing coming out now.
Centered backs.
Ask Dylan. Dylan,
Well,
what do you think about back centering?
I was just on, as most of these people in the chat probably were. I was on Alex's channel, Bowman 53, and he had Kurt on, who's collected the 54 Bowman set. So as they're doing that, of course, you know, I'm watching this. I'm like, I'm gonna jump on, see what a 54 Mantle goes for, and I found one that's beautiful, just like John's, and on the back, same thing, same issue. But it's like $300 or $400 or $500 cheaper than a one that looks like it's been run over by a truck. I mean,
Right.
You can't go wrong with that. The front is
No.
the front. It's gorgeous.
And the one I got a long time ago that year, because I wasn't going to collect the Bowmans at first, but then as I got all the mantles, and I doubled back and went and I won one in an auction that no one wanted because it was off centered.
Right.
It's not an OC, but it's nice.
Right.
But I got it cheap. I don't.
We go basketball here.
Is that Wilt the Stilt?
Bill
Yeah.
Russell.
That's
Oh, Bill Russell. I'm sorry, I can't see.
His nemesis. But
Damn. This
Yeah,
card
this
is good.
one-
And that's a hard card to find centered too, right? I don't want to
Very
get
difficult.
started with basketball. Holy shit.
yeah. Bill Russell, Bird and Russell are my two basketball guys.
Yep. I told you the story how I pissed next to Larry Bird.
Did he really? I don't know that
Yeah.
story.
Oh, yeah.
Let me hear this.
Please explain what happened.
I was at I think it was a Clippers game. That must have been 15 years ago or longer because he had a young son back then. And I think he was a general manager then of some team, right? What team was it? Indiana, maybe?
Pacers.
Pacers, yeah. And up in the club
I
boxes.
know
So
he
my,
coached the Pacers, right? I don't know if he was GM.
oh, did he coach? I think he
No,
was
he
the
was,
GM at the time.
No, he wasn't a GM, but he was like a VP, or he was a coach. He was an executive.
Okay.
Right. So my buddy does sales training for the Clippers, and they would barter with tickets. He also does that for the Kings. So we would go to like a lot of games, you know, and we'd sit up in that club level, whatever they call it, the suites. And they have their own bathrooms up there. So when I get out of the suite, you go right there. There's a bathroom. I just get in there. I'm crocked. I've had, as you might imagine, drinking. And I get out. I go in the bathroom in there. I'm taking a piss right there. And then coming in with this little kid. I look to my right. And I go, Larry's a legend. It was Larry. And he didn't even really. I don't remember him saying two words to me, but
Yeah,
I remember
I can imagine
he probably
why.
said, "Who's this fucking stalker?" Not another stalker.
Come on,
I just-
man! Like you're in the restroom. What do you expect?
I was the only one, just him and me locked. I mean, I have so many stories like that where it's just me and the guy. You know, I'm like, they can't get away from me.
You know,
I'll either stalk them or.
you probably should have looked down and said, "Oh, that's why you're a legend." Then you really would have been pissed
That's
off.
why you're a legend. Yeah, it wasn't him going; it was his son, and I wasn't going to look. I had my own. He probably would look over to me and say, "Where'd you get the cocktail, Frank?"
Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's funny.
My dad once was able to get on the line with Red Auerbach in the 80s. This is like, I guess, during a time when it was easy to call the Boston Celtics front office and be able to get on the phone with the president. And so my dad started spouting like trade options. Like, listen, the Celtics are not off to a great start right now. Here's what I think you should do. The fans really don't want X, Y, and Z. And like Red Auerbach tells me that, I was like, who is this?
That's so funny. I love it. He's calling in. He gets right to Auerbach, telling him about the trades. Oh shit!
I think he was. It must have been like Quinn Buckner, or he was tired of Quinn Buckner, or he was tired of Danny Ainge, or something. I can't remember.
Hey, speaking of your dad, that picture that you have of him, I don't know if I think you threw it up on Facebook or somewhere.
No, I threw it up on the chat. Yeah, the page.
Oh, was it on the chat? But when with Tom Seaver, no wonder you love him. But your dad, what a picture to have! Was that published? Cool. It must have been published in a magazine of some kind or something.
So yeah, I'll share the backstory to that.
Mhm.
So the Tom Seaver, they had an action game that came out, I guess, in the late '60s, early '70s. But it wasn't just Seaver. Like the toy company created was yeah, Seaver, Maris, all the big names in New York. And so my dad or my grandmother, her cousin is the owner of the toy company. So they managed to bring my dad, and Tom Seaver was doing a promotional meetup with the toy company. So they worked it out where my dad got a chance to meet him. And somehow during the meeting, like my dad started in the suit that you see, and then somehow went into change and got into the Mets uniform after. I don't remember. Like when I asked him about it, he doesn't remember too much because obviously it's goes back in time. But
How has that picture lasted that long in that shape?
oh no, that was a scan. I don't have the original picture.
Oh,
I
okay.
think I
Oh,
think it's somewhere. I think
but at
my
least it got scanned that nice. I mean, most of those pictures from that time
yeah,
Yeah,
that
are,
creased up and whatnot.
yeah, I mean, the pictures I have like that.
it was from 1970. When I asked him, he said it was from 1970. So
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't.
quite the memento.
I didn't ask. I should have probably asked him if he'd be cool with me posting it, but I figured he wouldn't care.
Oh, he wouldn't
So,
care because he was cute as a kid. I can only imagine what you'd look like.
but so I really wanted to try to find the board game for the Seaver because
Yeah.
so the toy company they sold everything to a bigger like a bigger company, and so I reached out to one of the relatives and I said, hey, just by some miracle, do you have the Seaver game by any chance? And like, oh no, that's
You
long
should check
gone.
that out. People collect those games,
Yeah.
I
Somebody
know.
has it.
I
Yeah, I
can't
mean,
find
somebody's
pictures.
got it.
Yeah, I'm sure, but it's a it's a cool photograph, to say the least.
Yeah, good, nice memory.
Yeah, but
I know one other thing I wanted to show here. I
yeah.
brought out tonight. I know we talked about ticket stubs, and I know I finally I found these. This was that Roy Campanella that I told you my grandmother had this in
That is
her armoire.
awesome.
Isn't that? Look at that thing. It's in great shape. I have two of them,
Wow.
and
I
I
didn't see
didn't get them
that.
PSA DNA'd,
That
but
is
yeah, like I said, I've carried. And then I love this one.
Oh,
This
sorry,
was
jumped
my.
out too soon.
See, like you show things from your parents. I don't know if you can see that, but my dad's name was Joe, and this was like one of their first dates. So, Don Drysdale pitched. I looked this game up. So my parents went to school with Don Drysdale. And
wow. That
and
is
this
cool.
one, my mom wrote on there, mine and Joe's. I had them displayed, and they kind of faded. But I mean, yeah, like things like that, they mean a lot to me in my collection too.
That is awesome.
To show those.
I think
So
I've got a picture. So, obviously I'm a White Sox fan. My dad grew up on the south side of Chicago. So in 2005, they got to the World Series, and I had an opportunity to get 2 tickets. So I took my dad. So I've got in the picture frame, and I was going to do a video of this maybe for Father's Day or something like that. I've got the program from Game 1. I've got a picture of me and my dad, and then they were already electronic tickets in 2005. But back then, you could call in and tell them what seats you had, and they could prove that you purchased those seats, and they sent me the stub. So it's the
Right.
unpulled stub. It's the full original ticket, and I've got that all in a frame. So I need to show.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it was a very nice piece.
Is your dad still around?
Yeah, my dad's still around, 75.
Nice.
So
Beautiful. So you can
yeah.
enjoy that with him.
Yeah, it was very cool. It's actually at his house. I'm going to need to steal it. I got it for him.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to need to take that.
Come, Dad, I have wall space here.
Right.
You'd want to keep it.
Right.
But that's nice that you gave it to him. So
yeah,
that'll find its way back to you someday.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I found there's a ticket stub that I was gifted by Mike from Junk Wax Hero a while back, and this is from Seaver pitched. I think from what he told me, Seaver pitched that day. It's his rookie year, so it's kind of a cool little item there.
That is cool.
I love the Mr.
Yeah.
Met crying.
Yeah,
That's how
right.
I feel. That's how I feel every day as a Mets fan.
Like it's raining. So I think there is some good opportunities for these ticket collectors and,
Yeah,
looking
what?
for
I'm gonna go
little
grab. I think
niches.
I have one.
One ticket. But
I only have one ticket as well, and I was gifted it this past year by Billy Ballgame, and it was the Game 6 of the 1985 World Series on Deckinger's call at first base, and where the Royals ended up winning that World Series in 7 games. And I don't have it displayed yet. I got to figure out. I want to do something nice with that card or with that ticket.
There's a buddy of mine at our club here. I don't know him that well, but I do have his phone number. I could text him and stalk him like I do everybody. I heard you mention him the other day, and my wife plays tennis with his wife. It's Mark Gubazaw.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Gubazaw. What a great guy. He's just the nicest guy. I don't talk baseball with him too much. We talk about a lot. He's from Philadelphia. He met his wife through Brett Saberhagen, who played at Cleveland High here in the Valley.
Okay.
And they've been married ever since. And they're just like the nicest people. He comes around. He's had us, me and my grandkids, up to the Angel Stadium or Anaheim, whatever the hell they call it. And he had us up there in the booth, and he signed balls for the kids. And to watch him work, and I just love the guy. I just can't say nicest guy.
We wanted him
World
so
Series
bad.
champ.
We wanted him so bad to come back and be on the Royals network. But
yeah,
how do you talk to somebody that's working in California? Hey, come back to Kansas City.
And you should. I mean, that guy. He's been here in Chatsworth locally for many years.
Right.
He's got a beautiful house.
And I wouldn't want to come back to Kansas City. It snowed 3 days ago, and today it was 85 degrees.
Can you guys
What
see
do you
that?
got there, Jason?
So that is Michael Jordan's first retirement in 1994. They had a going away ceremony when he retired the first time, and I got to go to the event. It was at the United Center. So this was the one ticket that I did save because I never really.
That is nice.
Dubs. Yeah, but it came with like a swag bag, and I've got the bag, and it came with all this garb to commemorate him and his first retirement. That's something else I should probably show off on the channel at some point in time. I just forget about all this stuff. I'm like, oh, crap. You guys were showing tickets of this. I think I got one, and I had to go.
And that's a good one.
So yeah, it was pretty cool.
I think it was B. Roth had the ticket stub with Dennis Eckersley and Kirk Gibson the night that Kirk Gibson hit the game-winning home run.
That is cool.
And he had it graded, and now I must have already sold an auction because he put it in. I think he put it in auction. But yeah, finding the ticket from that game and getting both autographs, pretty awesome.
Yeah,
I'll say, yeah, that was quite a moment. One of my happiest moments as a Dodger fan. That's for sure.
I
can't remember
what Darren Ravel is doing now. He's like big into tickets and ticket stubs. And, I know he's the guy who broke all that SGC PSA, as a journalist.
Yeah.
I think he's a big ticket stub guy, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting. Yeah, I heard them say that they were going to cross over everything to PSA and SGC now for no charge. New slabs for everybody.
For real? No way. No way. No way.
You know damn well that's coming. They're going to figure out a way how to monetize that. You don't spend that kind of money.
I've become Mr. Get Off My Lawn real quick. I'm thinking that I might start collecting ungraded full time again.
It's hard. It's hard to, if eventually, like if you do get them graded, either you go down that raw card,
right,
path and just enjoy them for what they are, because that's
right.
the way we really collected them, and I have a fair share of them too. But then I fell for all that shit in the last 2 years, probably, and kept sending them into SGC and whatnot. Because I like their service, and like I said, I really like the damn pictures, because I like to look at my cards a lot, like on the on the Dropbox or in a file or something like that, just because I can see them better. Don't
Right.
always have to pull them out because normally I don't keep all these cards here. I'll keep them at the bank.
I got mine
Because-
all slab because I was afraid that I was going to get Pepino man to come over to my house and look at my cards.
Lick them all, God forbid.
Yeah.
He only lives about 20 minutes from me, but he doesn't talk to me. He's very antisocial.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quiet guy.
Yeah, he needs to get out more. He needs to get out more and show his personality.
He has no
Yeah.
charisma. No charisma.
Oh, that guy is hilarious. I love his, when he used to do all the wardrobe changes all the time.
Right.
I always give him shit about that.
I think the
Dressing
first
up. He's the king of props.
I think I saw him. One of the first videos I saw of him a couple of years. He jumped into a pool that wasn't clean for about 8 months or 9
It looked
months.
like it was green, like it was
Right.
algae ridden.
Right.
Knucklehead, man.
I
He's
like
a-
it
he's
when
a
he's
character.
I like it when he's driving and picking up food and maybe smoking some stuff.
Well, that's what I love too. I love it. I mean, I have to live through him now that I don't smoke anymore. But
you know what? Everybody on For Collectors is that way. I mean,
well, how come they don't have him? He's on For Collectors. Why is he never on?
He's been on a lot lately, I think, hasn't he?
Oh, has he?
Yeah, I
I don't
thought
know.
he's been on. He's done a couple things, I thought.
but I think everybody that is on For Collectors has to go through. They all get in line at a drive-through and smoke some stuff, and I know John does.
No.
No. You have to. Are you drug tested, Sammy? Is that why?
Yeah,
You
we
don't
are
smoke?
drug tested out. I mean,
Well, my
Yeah.
company drug tests too, and if you don't smoke pot, you're fired.
the opposite effect.
The opposite. Yeah,
amazing.
it's in the employee handbook.
Are you looking for people right now?
Are you hiring? Oh God, no. I'm a workforce of one. Believe it or not.
No, I mean, I would say with the For Collectors channel, we have a structured, everything's pretty structured. We're always keeping in touch with each other in terms of, who's doing what. And
Well, I can tell you don't make them take an IQ test because Theo is part of this For Collectors channel.
Not to mention they let me on the stupid channel. That's already violating all kinds of rules.
We had to form an HR department because we brought you on.
No shit. You have to put
Mike,
a
I think they're
disclaimer.
when they put you on for the first time, I think there was all 4 of those guys were holding their breath, thinking, "Oh gosh, we're going to be kicked off of here."
I know, but did you see how calm and collected I can be though? Sometimes, but if you either want dark Mike or you get regular Mike.
I'll put it this way, Mike: if Orlando and Mangini were in here, it'd be over.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't come on. I don't see them. They're probably sleeping. It's bad for them. All right, guys. Well, I hear the dog barking and the wife's yelling.
I gotta go too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think we're gonna call it a night. But
yeah, great chatting with you guys. I really look forward to Strongsville coming up, and I'm sure we'll meet again.
Yes, good chatting with you, John and Sammy. Thanks for having me on.
No
Hey, where's my money, Chris?
Thanks, Sammy. Yeah, where's my money?
I want my
Send money.
$2. I want
Send me my money. Hey, John, I'll collect it for you. I'll collect it for you up there in Strongsville, and I'll give it to you.
Yeah, we'll strong arm them at Strongsville.
Yeah. Get it out of them. All right, guys. All the best to you.
Gentlemen,
Take care.
Thank you.
All
right, man. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Hey,
No
great job, Sammy.
Oh no, thank you guys. You guys killed it. So, but I'll kind of just do a proper send off. So, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, subscribe to For Collectors if you have not done so already, and we will see you, I think, on Tuesday. So, take care.